Should you run Google Ads for your business? You have probably thought about running Google Ads at some point. Maybe you have tried them. Maybe you're still wondering if Google Ads would actually work for your business. Google Ads has been around for over 20 years. It has changed a lot. New campaign types, new rules, but the question's still the same. Does it actually still work today? That's what we are talking about in today's video, when Google Ads make sense for an established business, when they don't, and how to know if you're ready to use them properly. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI Doctor. I help Shopify store owners like you double their revenue with profitable Google Ads. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Want to check if your Google Ads are sending the right shoppers to your store? Introducing my free resource, the Google Ads Pulse Check. It's a 9-point diagnostics checklist that helps you figure out if your ads are attracting the most likely buyers. If they're not, it's time to review your campaigns or your landing pages so you can make the improvements needed to drive more sales for your store. Head over to claricelin.com to download it. There is also a direct link down in the description and pinned in the comments. Without further ado, let's dive into our topic for today. Let's start with who Google Ads really works for. If you're already getting steady sales and you know what people buy from you, you're in a good spot. That's when Google Ads can really start to pay off because you're not guessing anymore. You are scaling what already works. It's especially effective for businesses where customers are already searching with clear intent. Think of an online jewelry store with products that already sell very well, or a home renovation company that gets steady local leads, or an accounting firm that serves returning clients every month. When people type those kinds of searches into Google, ads can put you right in front of them at the right moment they are ready to buy. It only works if your website does its job. Clear offer, easy to use, and looks reliable. And it helps if you've got proof that you deliver reviews, testimonials, or case studies that show real results. Those give new visitors confidence to take the next step once they land on your page. Now, Google Ads isn't always the right move for every business, at least not right away. If your website is slow or hard to use, ads will just bring in more people who leave. If your offer isn't clear or you are still figuring out what people actually want, you just end up paying Google to test that for you. And if you don't have conversion tracking set up, so you can't see where your sales or leads come from, you won't know if the ads are working or wasting your money. It's better to fix those things first, clean up your site, make your offer clear, and get your tracking sorted. That's what separates the businesses that grow profitably from the ones that give up after a few months thinking Google Ads doesn't work. It's also tough for new businesses with no sales history yet and rely 100% on Google Ads to bring their first customers. It can work, but you'll need a bigger budget to test different messages, audiences, and offers. At that stage, you are not just paying for ads, you are paying to learn what works for your business. And if nobody's actually Googling for what you're selling, maybe it's a brand new product or a service people don't even know exists yet, Google Ads won't help much. Google Ads works best once you already know what sells really well and just need more people like your best customers. So let's talk about cost, because that's usually the next question. How much does it actually take to make Google Ads work? The short answer? It depends on how competitive your market is and how much each click costs. You are paying every time someone clicks on your ad, and that price changes based on what industry you are in and how many others are bidding for the same audience. In most industries, you need enough budgets for Google to test and learn, not just try it out money. If you only spend a few pounds or a few dollars a day, Google does not have enough data to figure out which searches actually bring in customers. Think of it like training the system. At the start, you are buying information, finding out which products, keywords, and audiences work best. Once Google has that data, your ads start spending smarter, and that's when results become predictable. So, how do you figure out what a realistic budget looks like? Start with logic, not guesswork. Every click on Google costs money, sometimes a few cents, sometimes tens of dollars, depending on your industry and how many others are bidding for the same customers. Before spending anything, check the average cost per click in your niche. Then work backwards from your conversion rate. On average, Google Shopping ads converts around 1.9% and search ads about 2% or more. You won't hit that number right from day one. Google needs time to learn which searches, products, and audiences work best. But once your campaign stabilizes and starts showing ads to the right people, that's the kind of conversion rates you can expect. That means roughly 2 people out of every 100 who click will buy, or about 1 sale for every 50 clicks. So if your clicks cost $1 each, you'll spend about $50 to make a sale. If your clicks cost $2, that's around $100 per sale. To get useful data, you want to have at least a few hundred clicks before deciding if the campaign is working enough to see patterns, not one lucky order. So if your average click costs $1, plan around $300 to $500 in testing budgets for your product or services. If clicks are closer to $2, double that. If you are promoting several products, think of that as a per product starting range. Each product needs its own data. Google has to learn which keywords, audiences, and placements work for each one. It's better to start with a smaller group of proven products, gather more data, and then expand to more products once you know what converts well. That's the range where Google starts learning properly and you start seeing reliable results. Which brings us to the next question. Once you start spending, what kind of results can you expect and how long does it take? The first few weeks are all about learning. Google tests different searches, audiences, and placements to figure out where your best customers come from. During that stage, performance often looks messy. Some days you get sales, some days you don't. You get a high cost per conversion, low return, inconsistent results. That's very normal. Most campaigns need at least a few weeks, sometimes a month or more, before the data becomes stable enough to make real decisions. Once Google learns what works, results start to level out. You will see steadier cost per conversion and a clearer return on ad spend. It's not about chasing instant profits in week 1. It's about collecting enough data to see what works. Then, adjusting your products, your ads, or your targeting based on that information. Over time, that's what turns Google Ads from a test into a reliable sales engine. When your campaign starts running, it's easy to expect results straight away. Most business owners do. They want conversions immediately, but that's the wrong thing to focus on at the start. In those few weeks, Google is still learning. You're not buying conversions yet. You are buying data, information. That data helps Google figure out which searches, products, and audiences actually bring you paying customers. If you judge the campaign too early, you will turn it off before it ever gets the chance to work. The goal at the beginning is simple. Collect enough data to make smart changes. Once that learning kicks in, conversions start to follow. So when you're checking your results, don't just look at clicks or sales after a few days. Look for signs that things are moving in the right direction. Better quality traffic, longer visits, more people adding to cart or filling in forms. Those are early signs that the system is learning. Give it time to learn before you decide whether it's working or not. Let's talk about where most people go wrong. The landing page. A lot of business owners think, I'll run Google Ads and the sales will come. No, they won't. And here's why. If your ads are not reaching the right people, you're just paying for clicks from people who are never going to buy. And even if the right people do click, they will still leave if your page does not look or feel trustworthy. Before you spend another dollar or pound, ask yourself, is this click actually coming from my ideal customer? Does my landing page make sense to them? Does it clearly show why my product is worth their money? Google Ads isn't a vending machine. You don't put money in and get sales out. You can pay to bring shoppers in, but if your product pages or your service pages are not doing the job, those people will leave. And doing the job simply means a few things. Starts with the descriptions. They need to explain the benefits in plain language right at the top. Don't bury them under specs or long paragraphs. Tell people why the product matters fast. Then make sure your photos are clear, your reviews are visible, and your checkout is smooth with no surprise cost or return costs. That's what builds trust and turns a click into a sale. You can't cash clicks, only conversions. So if you're going to spend on ads, make sure the page can close the sale once people arrive. Now let's talk about who should actually run your Google Ads. You can do it yourself. That's always an option. The question is how much time you have to learn and stay on top of it. Because running Google Ads isn't just turning on a campaign. You need to understand how the algorithm works, how Google learns from your data, and how conversion tracking ties it all together. Without the right tracking, Google can't see what's working, and when the system is blind, your budget goes to waste. Then comes the setup, choosing the right bidding strategy, whether you're focusing on conversions, conversion value, or return on ad spend. They make a big difference. Pick the wrong one and Google will chase the wrong goal. You also need to know which campaign type fits your business. Search, shopping, performance max, each one behaves differently and needs its own structure. That means grouping products or services correctly, writing clear ad copy that matches what people are searching for, and linking it to a landing page that actually converts. And once everything is running, that's just the start. You will need to check your reports, see what's bringing in sales, cut what's wasting money, and test new ideas to improve your results. So yes, you can manage Google Ads yourself if you've got the time to learn all of that, track the numbers, and make changes week after week. If not, hiring someone experienced, a freelancer or an agency, can save you months of trial and error. The right person already knows how to set things up properly, read the data, and use the algorithm to work for you instead of against you. You still stay in control of your goals and budgets, but they handle the heavy lifting for you. That's how you get results faster without turning Google Ads into a full-time job. If you're managing Google Ads yourself, I've got a few videos that will help you get started the right way. First, there's one on the 7 campaign types you can choose from that will give you a clear picture of each one does. You can find the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Next, watch the video 9 must-haves. The one goes into the 9 core components that make or break your campaigns. Also, find the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And if you want to understand how to build an effective Google Ads strategy, check out the video on why less is more and how a simpler setup often leads to stronger results. That's also linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. To bring it all together, Google Ads can be one of the most reliable ways to grow your business if your foundation is ready. When your offer is clear, your landing pages build trust, and your tracking is solid, Google Ads stops being a guessing game and starts becoming a steady growth channel. If you need help to consistently scale your Google Ads campaigns and you can focus on running the business, get in touch at clarislin.com. That's why you can also find my free Google Ads Pulse Check, a 9-point diagnostics checklist that helps you spot what's working, what's not, and where your next growth opportunity lies. Link can also be found in the description and pinned comments. If you have any other questions about whether you should be running Google Ads for your business, drop them in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future videos on how to double your store revenue with profitable Google Ads. Thanks for watching. I'm Clarislin, the RI Doctor, signing off. Till the next video, stay profitable.